Yo, what's going on, man? It's the Kyren Monteiro Show, season number 5. We calling this Vision Talk. You're here on episode number 4, called as Beauty in the Process, featuring the one and only Kimberly McQueen. Let's get into it, man.
Give it your all, give it your all.
Brand new album, Visionary, out right now, man. Go get that.
Give it your all. Levitate and keep pushing, let the work begin.
Pow.
Give it all for the vision, see it through to the end. Give it all, give it all. Give it all, give it all, give it all, give it all.
Yes, sir.
No time to be wasting, visionary set trends. Sacrifices come with it, never breaking, don't bend. Give it all, give it all. Give it all, give it all, give it all. Yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Welcome to episode number 4, season 5 of the Kyren Monteiro Show. So, this guest today is an entrepreneur, a powerhouse in the beauty industry. She is a CEO. She is a licensed esthetician. Said that right?
Esthetician, that's right.
Right. She is a mother. She is a daughter, niece. Mm-hmm. She is a girlfriend, future fiance, wifey.
Say that again.
To my older cousin, Tristan Williams, a.k.a. T-Mac.
Yeah.
And just in general, a wonderful person. I want to welcome to the show Miss Kimberly McQueen.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing
all
good.
right?
Good, thank you.
So this episode is interesting to me because I've known about the beauty industry for a while.
Yeah.
My mother was a beautician coming up.
Okay.
And then in 2014, she was just like, she's done. So she worked at Classico South here for years doing hair, just paying booth rent and would just set her own schedule. And so, shameless plug. Y'all got to make sure y'all check the podcast out on all platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and all that good stuff. Kim, let's get into the foundation. I don't even want to waste no time because you got a great story.
Cool.
For the listeners and the viewers, who is Kimberly McQueen? Tell us about where you was born, where you was raised, your family upbringing, and how that made you into the person you are right now.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Kimberly. I have 2 kids. That's kind of the motivation behind most of what I'm doing.
Salute.
Yeah. My father his family is originally from Ohio. My mother's family from Texas.
Okay.
And she had moved to, I believe it was in the 80s, early 80s, to Ohio from Texas for work. And that is when she met my dad. I think we moved to Indiana in 87 and I was born in 86. So I really wasn't in Ohio too much.
Okay.
And we moved here. My dad worked at General Motors here in Marion. My mom at Dana. Baby of 5. So yeah, I was spoiled. Just
how many siblings? What's the mix up of that? Brothers?
I have 3 brothers and 1 sister.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So all older brothers.
Yeah.
Was they picking on you a lot?
A little bit, but I could hang. Yeah, we all got along real well. Definitely a very athletic family. So I grew up playing sports, played softball in college. Anybody who knows me knows I love football. Knows who my team is.
Who?
You don't know? Dallas Cowboys. I'm a huge Cowboys fan.
I see the Facebook post.
Been here most of my life. Went to Oak Hill, graduated from Oak Hill in 05.
Dope.
Moved to Westfield for a while after my dad passed. Rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace.
And just kind of took me a while to figure out what my purpose was. I kind of just felt like I was wandering around, especially after my dad died. It slowed me up big time mentally. So I had to kind of regroup, and I finally feel like with what I got going on at Allure, I found my purpose. So it's been nice. The journey's been a wild one, but I'm figuring it out now.
I don't know if you, I didn't know, rest in peace to your pops.
Thank you.
My pops died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
In 09. So it's been a while. He was in the music. I mean, the reason I'm in the music and all of that is because of following in his footsteps. For you, and this ain't on the script, but just natural conversation, like, how did you deal with losing your pops? I was so young. I know for me it was like I wasn't taught grief.
Yep.
I didn't really know about therapy, so I wasn't given the tools as a young man to deal with that emotionally. Like, how old was you and how did you deal with that?
So you said your father passed away in 2009. My father passed away in 2010.
Wow.
So I was 23, right before I turned 24.
Super young.
Very young. And I was very close to my dad. My dad was an extremely vital part of my life, like an everyday talking, texting, very involved with my kids. So that shook my world. That had me knocked down, honestly, longer than I would like to admit. It took me a long time. Still, I don't think you really are ever over it, as I'm sure you can understand. My kids were my motivation, my friends, my family, but it was hard. I'm not gonna. The unexpectedness of it is what shook me so bad.
Sorry to hear that, man. So, in dealing with your pops dying, and you said it took you a little bit to find yourself.
Yep.
Like, what are some of the things that he instilled in you that still stay with you to this day that help mold you?
So my dad, he was actually my coach for most of my life, my softball coach.
Nice.
We traveled around the world really playing ball together. And our family motto, and I've even kind of instilled it in my kids, is a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. And there's times that, throughout this journey, you want to quit, you want to, but you're not going to win doing that. Right. So that always sticks with me, and it pushes you on the days that you don't want to keep going.
Nice.
Yeah.
For sure, man. How did your mom get through that? You know, how was she able to push through? I don't think my mom, she'll be like, Kyren, I can hear when I send her the YouTube link, but she still hasn't fully recovered.
I don't think my mom ever will, to be honest. They were together right at a little shy of 30 years. So that's an entire lifetime. I see my mom at her very lowest for a long period of time. So that affects you for sure as a young woman, seeing your mom like that. I will say she's been engaged to somebody for a couple years now. That is the first person since my dad, and he's been gone for over 15 years. But she'll even say she loves this guy, but he's not my dad. So I think it's just a void that nobody can fill, and we just have kind of learned to accept that.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you can, because if you're trying to have somebody, if you're trying to recreate, everybody's one-on-one.
You're going to end up disappointed.
Yeah, you're going to end up disappointed.
For sure.
You know, so learning about you already, born in 86, in Ohio for a hot second, come to Indiana, both parents in the household. I didn't know this until later on. You are Hispanic.
I'm half Hispanic.
Yes,
my mom's full Hispanic.
When I first seen her, I'm like, no way she's full white. I knew you okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So Hispanic descent, youngest of 5 siblings, athlete. So I'm going to pull from that right there. Being an athlete and traveling the world with it, that means that you got a certain kind of mentality. What did the sports world teach you about life applications?
So I played more than just softball, but softball was my focus. Softball is what I played usually about 10 months out of the year. Went to college on a softball scholarship. And softball was one of those one things I never doubted myself on the field. Like, I was a dog on the field. I was always confident on the field. I always wanted, the game winning hit. I wanted it hit to me. Like, you could never make me doubt myself in the softball field. And that was probably my truest self, I feel like, was when I was on the field. And I miss it. I still play, but it's not the same.
How was that having a dad as a coach? Did you get special treatment, or did he?
No. If anything, it pushed me harder. He definitely stayed on me. He expected more out of me than the other players. He would make me through. I remember he made me play through a broken jaw, a broken nose. So yeah, he definitely pushed me and made me tough. But like I said, it made me who I am today.
And then you being the youngest of 5 siblings. I'm the oldest of 5, so that's crazy. You the youngest.
Yeah, okay.
So how was that coming up?
I feel like with the 3 brothers, at times was picked on, but I could hang. Me and my sister, we were always very, very close. We're still very close. She was honestly the best big sister that I could ask for, especially living with the boys.
How much older is she than you?
And my sister, she's a little over 10 years older than me.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I have one of my brothers, he's 11 months older than me. Wow. And then the other siblings are like 10, 11 years older than us. So there's a little bit of a gap.
So are you and your brother that's 11 months apart, are y'all real close?
Yeah, we used to be a lot closer. Just kind of right now, life is just happening. So it makes it kind of hard to get together like we used to and things like that. He's actually a firefighter here in Marion.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Super proud of him. Yeah, definitely very proud of him. But yeah, growing up, we had a lot of the same friends. So we ran around with the same group of friends. So we spent a lot of time together growing up.
Nice. Yeah. And for those of y'all watching and listening that don't know, Kim graduated from Oak Hill.
I did.
So in here in the city of Marion, Indiana, the Marion Giants and Oak Hill has always been a rivalry. I don't know where it started. Yeah.
Just that small county.
And now her business is catty-cornered across from Marion High School.
Directly across from the Marion High School.
That's funny. Speaking of your business, the Allure Beauty Bar, let's dive into some of that, right? So at what point in your journey did the entrepreneurship vision, gene, idea, like when did that start sparking? Because you're an athlete, your mother. I know you worked jobs prior to this. So like what was it about wanting to be an entrepreneur that made you want to jump in that crazy pool?
So after my dad died, it shook me, like I said, and I ended up moving me and the kids to Westfield, and we lived there for several years. And there I actually worked in the medical field. I loved it. Loved serving people. It just, at that time, my kids were a lot younger, so the medical hours were just so inconsistent. So it was hard for me. Long story short, I ended up moving home, worked a few other jobs. It just never was serving my purpose. Like I knew I was always meant for more, and the only thing that was ever stopping me was fear. Like that definitely, it was just fear, and I was my own biggest enemy for sure. And this is something that I've wanted for a very long time, and I'm not getting any younger. So it's one of those things, nothing left to do but to just do it. And my kids are getting older now. My son is 19, my daughter is 16. So this is something that I would love to have to give to them, or kind of have them included in this, because they're old enough to kind of to be in there and learning and gaining from it as well.
Nice. So there's a lot of industries you could work in.
Yeah.
You pick the beauty industry, which seems like is a very booming industry, but it seems rough at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's highly competitive.
Yeah.
So like what made you want to be a licensed esthetician?
So for me, I would say I've always been intrigued with the beauty industry, whether that was me just kind of watching YouTube videos or me being at home, teaching myself how to do something. I just knew I wanted to do something in beauty. I just didn't know what. And then as I got older, becoming an older woman, your skin starts to change. And so to me, it kind of made me get a desire to want to like learn more about the skin. And then I kind of started looking into aesthetics, and that's when I went to school there in Kokomo at Summit Salon, and very, very extremely grateful for my experience there, for all my classmates. I was in a very small class, but it was then that I knew I was on the right path, because I got excited to go to class. I've never got excited to go to class. I got excited to go, and I was driving 45 minutes, and I was still every day after even 9 months, I was loving what I was doing. So I knew that skincare was something that was meant for me.
For you, after you go to school, you graduate, do you immediately own a shop? Or do you work somewhere else? Are you mentored by somebody? Like, how does that work? So
we actually had bought the shop, honestly, probably like 2 years before we opened it. And I don't know if anybody's super familiar what it was, formerly high voltage. It was extremely outdated for what I wanted to present it. And so while I was in school for those 9 months, we were remodeling the whole inside. And kind of that's when my vision that I would lay in bed, it started coming to life. And it was what I would say a slow process. I was in school and then graduated 9 months later, and we were still kind of remodeling. And I can admit now, there was a time after I graduated, before I opened, I hesitated to open because I started letting fear kind of kick in. So there was another delay, and now, we opened in June, and we kind of just hit the ground running. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I gotta hit that. Thank you.
So you graduate, you buy a property, 2 years.
Yeah, it was some time put into the building, some time for sure.
So for the listeners, talk through that process, because this season is about being a visionary.
Yeah.
And for you to buy a property 2 years before you even buy it and really see it fully come to grips, like, talk through that journey. What is that like? What are you seeing it? What are you envisioning? Yeah, I just want to get some gems from you.
No, for sure. And honestly, it was a lot of discouraging moments because of how prolonged it was. You envision it progressing a little quicker than what it actually does. So there were definitely a lot of times that I would get discouraged. But then you kind of just have to regroup and stay locked in, because if you lose focus on something like that, it's easy to kind of get stagnant and just to let it go.
Yeah.
And I knew, I put so much time, and I got, great grades at school and driving all that, that time to school. And it was just like, I did not do all that for nothing.
Yeah.
So it was just, you kind of just enjoy and just embrace the progress. I actually have a tattoo. It says trust the progress. And I've had to look at that tattoo so many times throughout this progress, because it's not something that happens overnight. It's definitely not. And I'm one of those people who I like to see the quick results. And this is definitely, if I were to tell people who are interested in this, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. You're going to have to work and just grind and grit it out for sure.
Being a mom, making this happen. So you got how many kids?
I have 2 kids.
2 kids.
A boy and a girl, yep.
Boy and a girl. So you're going to school. Are you working full time while going to school?
No, we were making tips at the school. I was kind of helping manage some real estate properties, but nothing full time. Okay. So you're literally giving your all, because we're at school, quite a bit once it got towards the end. So we are dedicating ourselves to school. Yeah.
So you're going to school, working part time.
Yep.
Still a mom. I believe from seeing some of your social media posts, at least one of your kids is an athlete, right?
Yeah, and my son Jaden, yeah.
So he has, that's in his blood, right?
Yeah.
So you still got to be at all of the sporting events and all of that.
Never miss that.
How are you managing all of this?
So there is an app called the Game Changer app, and I've never missed any of my kids' games, but in school, I had to miss some games. And I actually took pride. We had gotten some attendance rewards, and I took pride in that. But I did have to miss some games, and that was something, it was a sacrifice. And I had to remind my kids, but there was a Game Changer app that you could hop on the app, and it was a live footage of the kids. So I kind of told my teacher, and I'm not back here on my phone, I'm watching my daughter bat, or I'm watching my son. So that was something that I was able to utilize, and it kind of helped a little bit.
So basically, you said trust the progress, right?
Yeah.
But then you just talked about sacrifices. To me, as an entrepreneur, visionary, whatever somebody wants to try to spark an idea, I don't think that you can get there without sacrifice.
Oh, you can't. Truly, I don't think you can.
So, like, for you, what is some of that, along your journey, what does some of that sacrifice look like?
Sometimes when your friends, want to hang out or go out to eat, and you got the state board to study for, or your kids, want to spend this money or this money, but you're not working right now, so you got to sacrifice. Hey, mom's in school right now. Let's buckle down, get through school, and we can kind of, enjoy the other things later in life. But just your time, your effort, your mentality, you have to sacrifice your mentality and just stay locked in. That's very, very important, especially as I've got, gotten older. I'm a little older now. And motivation sometimes is easy to lose, but that's when your discipline, it has to kick in. And that's something that I even tell my kids, you're not always going to be motivated, but you have to always be disciplined.
For those of us who are in romantic relationships, whether it's girlfriend, engagement, marriage, or whatever, how does the relationship, how does being an entrepreneur hit the relationship? Because there's sacrifice there too.
Yeah. So for me, I think in a journey like this is extremely important. I can't stress that enough, to have somebody who is fully supportive. This just went off. Okay. Fully patient with you and understanding, because that was a big thing for me. I haven't always been in healthy relationships. And if I would have tried to do something like what I'm doing now, being in an environment like it wouldn't have worked out for me. So for me, it's a huge to have somebody just supporting me, like everything I do, and just being patient with me and gracious, because it can be overwhelming, and he sometimes does feel the blunt of that, but he is very understanding, and I'm extremely thankful for that. Yes, let's get around for it. Yes.
Shout out to Cuzzo Tristan Williams. Side note, while you watching and hearing this, LeBron is not the GOAT.
He took it there.
He's not the GOAT. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron number 2. You know what? Magic Johnson and Tim Duncan might be. No, I'm playing. LeBron is number 3. Shout out to Cuzzo, man.
Oh, you're going to have him hot.
I want him to come up here, please. I let me know the time of the day. I will make it happen.
Funny. He will. He'll pull up for LeBron. He will pull up for LeBron.
He will.
That's hilarious.
For women, before we start the episode, you were just saying how the beauty industry is a very women empowered.
Yeah, absolutely.
Women empowered industry. How, for a young lady that wants to be an esthetician, a nail tech, doing hair, braiding. I mean, there's so many lanes.
No, there is.
And I mean, you can talk about that. What kind of game? I'm gonna ask you two full questions.
Cool.
If they want to get into it in general, what kind of gems could you give young women of any age, just in general? And then number 2, if they want to take it a step further, as you did with the Allure Beauty Bar, and actually open their own business, because you didn't work for nobody.
You're right. Nope.
So, like, what kind of gems would you drop for young women?
You got to trust yourself. Don't doubt yourself, because like I said earlier, that was one of my biggest things is I held my own self back, and find what is meant for you, because once you find your purpose, it's over from there. So be open-minded, be patient, and just be ready to sacrifice. You got to be ready to grind it out.
Man. What about somebody that wants to open their own business?
Yeah. Somebody who wants to open their own business, do it. Like, there's nothing that's stopping you but you. You got to, like I said, be open-minded and just grit it out. But you got to also kind of come with a game plan. Something that I'm big on is using my iPhone notes and just setting like goals and, you know, updating them, crossing them off as you achieve them and work towards it. Something I tell my kids too, who you have around you is big. Like, if you stay with people who are, if you, for sure. I tell my kids that all the time. Like, if you are surrounding yourself with people who have no goals, no ambition, no drive, and just are chilling, guess what? You're going to be the next one just chilling and going down that same path. So I feel like it is very, very, very important, especially being business oriented, to surround yourself with others who have the same common goals as you, because it helps keep you motivated, it helps keep you holding yourself accountable as well.
Yeah, 100%. That's good wisdom. What type of, and I'm not asking you personal numbers for you, but just in general, what type of numbers does a person need to be in the beauty industry? Because, like, you bought a property, like, you bought the property. Yeah. I don't know what kind of gear and equipment you guys need. But, like, what does that even look like?
It just kind of depends. Like I said, Allure Beauty Bar, it's a one-stop shop. We offer everything. Some people may not want to offer everything. So you kind of just got to have your mind, you know, and your goals you set out, and what exactly are you trying, how big are you trying to make it? And then you can kind of start looking at, you know, properties, things like that, and just always stay open-minded, for sure. Definitely stay open-minded, and never put a limit on yourself. That was something that I was really bad about doing. I had a lot of self-doubt, and sometimes the only thing to do is just to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you guys' job is, it can be very dangerous because you're dealing with skin.
Yeah.
What, obviously, besides, like, setting up an LLC or being incorporated, what kind of, like, do you guys have to have policies, insurance? Like, how does that go? Yeah,
I have a policy just for my treatment room, and then as well as the salon. Insurance for just us as the sole proprietors, it's nothing major, but you want to make sure that you're covered because things can happen. I think it kind of gives your clients peace of mind knowing that too. It's not that you're expecting anything bad to happen, but it is good to have your assets and everything covered.
Dope. Speaking of clients, customer service and experience.
Yeah, yes.
I feel like we live in a time now where, I hate sounding like the old, especially I feel like younger entrepreneurs, customer service is not, or even just workers, I feel like customer service is not something valued.
Agree.
How important is customer service in operating a business?
Big, because you're trying to gain clientele. You're trying to get people to want to come to you. You're trying to set yourself aside from other people because, like I said, Marion is saturated a lot with women that is doing what I'm doing and the other girls, and you have to set yourself aside differently. Like I'm all about when I have a client come back, I'm all about the experience. Like you got to just do, even if it's just one thing different, set yourself aside differently. That makes them want to come back. And you have to be big on customer service and keeping people happy because you want them to come back. I mean, it's a business and we're nothing without like the clients and the customers that come through the door. So that's big. You got to keep them happy and you got to keep like adding things to your service menu, keep offering things and just kind of keep elevating. Definitely don't stay stagnant, keep elevating and keeping the customers happy and giving more to the customers.
100%, man.
Yeah.
With your industry and the beauty industry and things like that, how does technology, modern day technology play? Because my companies are in the tech world. Artificial intelligence is threatening a lot of people's jobs.
Yeah.
You guys obviously don't have to worry about that.
Right.
I hope a robot is not doing lashes and stuff. But where does technology play in you guys' world in a good way? How does it help with administrative tasks? Is it teaching you guys? Like, what does that look like in the beauty world?
I definitely feel like technology helps keep things organized. Technology definitely has its benefits for sure. Even like back in my treatment room, we use technology. It can help kind of push your business further too. Because that's something that I was just talking to you before we started is pushing myself out there more in social media, and that kind of goes with technology. And I feel like I need to utilize it more to my advantage than I have, and that's something moving forward I definitely want to work on this year.
Nice. Does artificial intelligence, so you say like in the shop you guys have technology.
Yeah.
So is there certain equipment or things that it helps with, or is it pretty much non-existent?
Say our service desk, we have our technology for like our tanning software, our payment system. Back in my treatment room, I have my high frequency, my galvanic machine. So that kind of falls in the technology. I think it makes things run smoother. It keeps things organized and keeps kind of things on task, I feel like, in a sense. So I am thankful for technology. Do I think sometimes it kind of gets a little much? Yes. But I'm thankful for it. And it's advancing, and we got to either move with it or get lost for sure.
Okay. That's what's up, man. This is going to be side questions.
Yeah.
For a woman that wants to keep herself up, nails, toes, lashes, all of that, how much can a woman spend as a monthly beauty bill?
The possibilities are endless. No, it just kind of depends. Like some girls do like it all. It just depends. I most of the time will have my nails done and my lashes. Those are the two things. I don't always get my hair done, but my lashes, you'll most likely always see me with my lashes done. It just kind of is a preference, and that's why I like with Allure Beauty Bar, you can come in and you can get any of it. Like if you want to just come in and get your nails done, you can. If you want to come in and get your hair done too, cool. Your brows, cool. Lashes, like I wanted to be able to offer it all. I don't want you to have to go somewhere else to get something. I want you to be able to come there and get it all.
So if you got a young man that wants to keep his woman fresh.
Yeah.
He want to match her out, everything.
Yeah.
How much is something like that per month, roundabout? How much you looking at spending every month?
Just like get your hair done once, lashes. It's a couple $100.
That's not bad. I thought you were going to say about 7, 8.
Oh no. No. And I feel like, I feel like all the girls in the shop, we are, our prices are based, we stay reasonable with the economy around here. Definitely money can be spent within the salon, but I don't think it's anything crazy. That's coming from me. It definitely can get, for sure, being a girl, keeping up with all that, it can get extremely expensive. It can get kind of out of hand sometimes.
I've heard of women paying like $250 for nails.
See, I've never done that, but I have heard of that. I think that's crazy. If you want to do it, to each their own. I'm that cool girl. But yeah, the girls at the salon aren't going to charge you that much for a set of nails.
Tell us more about Allure Beauty Bar. What was the concept of the name? Okay. Like, what did you want the brand to represent? Tell us about services and just tell us about your team currently.
Yeah.
Who you got down there?
So when I was kind of brainstorming for a name for the salon, it was one of those things, like I said, I was putting things in my notes and kind of just kept coming back to it. And Allure just kind of means like mysteriously beautiful. Okay. And so I was like, that's catchy. I like that. And so, I put, Allure Beauty Bar together. And I just knew that, like I said, I wanted to offer everything. And I'm very big on the girls who have in my salon now. I want to give them a shout out now. They are wonderful. Who you have surrounding your business is big. I didn't want drama. I didn't want like the catty girl stuff because it can kind of get like that sometimes. Yeah, it can. Anytime. That's funny. Anytime you have a bunch of women, it can either go one or two ways. So I'm really big on each of the girls that I have in my salon. We are constantly motivating each other, giving each other ideas, and just trying to break bread together, essentially. And so I think that's big. And like I covered earlier, who you have around you is big. So I think Allure Beauty Bar is a good representation of that, of just a powerhouse of women who just want to grind it out together and just offer women around here a variety of different services.
And what specific services do y'all offer at the shop? Okay,
so I'm going to run through and kind of give you guys we have Cadence. She is a nail tech. She is extremely talented. She's the baby of the salon. And then we have AP. She does nails as well. Extremely talented. Then we have Jade. She's an esthetician. She kind of just focuses more on waxing. And we have Z. She does lashes. I have a second lash tech joining. I'm not going to say her name. I'm going to let her do her own little announcement, but she'll be joining soon. I have the tanning beds. We offer a spray tan. I'm the esthetician. I offer skincare, like customized facial, chemical peels, waxing, lash extensions. Alyssa, she's an esthetician as well. She's been an esthetician for years. She focuses mainly on waxing. She does skincare as well. Brows. Alyssa is very well known for her brows. Then we have Shawnita. She does hair. Nice. So we kind of have everything a little covered. I would definitely like to get two more hairstylists in there, and then we'll have a complete setup in there.
Man, y'all loaded up, man.
Yeah, we loaded. Yeah. Thank you.
Being a CEO, how do you manage a team? Because I'm like, no matter how good people are, everybody has personalities.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that on a day-to-day basis?
Show grace. We all have bad days. Be understanding. I've kind of made a point from day one to make sure the ladies know that I'm very easy to talk to. I think they kind of all have learned that. And be presentable, just to be able for them to come to you. You want them to be able to come to you when they're having issues. And I've let them all know from day one that don't let the problem from today spill over till tomorrow. Cause you know what I mean? I want to kind of address the situation, and there's really no drama in the salon. And I'm big on, because the girls I have in there with me they're great. They're there to work. They're there to make money. They're there to empower other women. And that's important to me.
Nice. In the studio world, when, like as a studio owner, there's different formats of like other producers and engineers. Yeah. They can rent the studio hourly.
Yep.
They can do more of a monthly situation contractually, where I guess kind of like booth rent,
right? Yep.
How you guys do. And then I've heard of some entities will take percentages. I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
But for your world, is it booth rent?
Booth rent. Yep. Okay. They pay each week. Yep. And just kind of depends if the private suites, they're a little less than the hair stations. Something that I've kind of been very open about is if it's somebody that's fresh out of school, because I was fresh out of school too, building their clientele, I am willing to kind of work with the rate for a period of time, because I'm not here to make it harder on somebody, because that was me. Like I needed a chance too. But it is booth rent, due every week.
You talked about showing grace. Mm-hmm. In the world in general, just outside of business, we're in a time I don't feel like people show grace a lot anymore.
They don't.
I feel like we're in a point the finger and hide your own dirt kind of time.
Yeah.
How important is it for society as a whole to just like have genuine compassion and grace?
Yep.
Like for humanity just as a whole.
Can you imagine if we were never showed grace? You know what I mean? That to me, I think is what allows me to show other people grace so easily, because there's been so many times that I'm going to need it. Like you may need grace tomorrow. I may need it today. So I think you got to give it to take it.
100%, man. Growing up, I'm 35. You don't got to say your age. You're a tad older than me.
I'm a little older.
But us growing up, 90s, early 2000s, I seen, you know, women getting their nails done, getting their toes done, makeup. But it seems like there was like this, I don't know if I say resurgence or just growth in the beauty industry.
I definitely feel like that too, to the point where there's so many women and everybody's so talented. And I feel like it can, in a sense, make women feel like they're in competition. As I've gotten older, I don't look at it like that at all. It's kind of like, let's empower each other up. Let's get this money together and let's give each other ideas. Like they, you know, kind of pick their brain, let them pick my brain. And I feel like it's better that way, because when you start looking at other people as competition rather than somebody that you can learn something from, I feel like it's us that lose from that.
What I pull from hearing you is like integrity, right?
Yeah.
So as a CEO and as a leader, how important is integrity when you're leading people? Because that sounds like it's huge in your business.
Big, because you want them to be able to trust you. Like if you want them to follow your lead, they have to be confident in doing so. So to do that, I feel like you have to gain their trust. You have to be consistent. Something that I've kind of at times struggled with. I have a big heart, like, and you have to stay business or like minded in certain situations where your heart's kind of wanting you to you know what I mean, be a little more lenient. But you just got to stay focused, stay business minded, and just stay locked in.
Dope, man. Dope. Where can people find you and your business? Social media, website, phone numbers? How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, well, physically we are located at 601 West 26th Street in Marion, directly right across from Marion High School. You can follow us on social media. It is Allure, Allure Beauty Bar 765 on Facebook and Instagram.
If people want to get a hold of you, like other people to work at your shop, other women maybe wanting to learn, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can always stop in. My business cards are up there. You can message me on social media. I'm usually pretty quick to respond to messages. On our website, allurebeautybar765.com. It kind of has a drop down of all the girls who work there, and there is an option to contact any particular girl that you're wanting to book with or have questions for.
Dope. I've heard of the struggle of women becoming like licensed estheticians. Yeah. Do you see yourself opening up a school or teaching in this area one day?
Possibly. And there is, I don't want to say too much, but there is some exciting things going to be happening at Allure Beauty Bar. So I'll tell everybody to stay tuned. I don't want to say too much, but I definitely never want to put a cap on my growth. I want to keep going for sure.
Dope. What do you see in the future for yourself as an entrepreneur?
Just endless freedom, just something I want my kids to have this to fall back on where they're running the business essentially. I do have some short-term goals. I would like to possibly put a barbershop on site, and that's something my son can kind of follow through. But I think with my kids being older, essentially I would like for it to be kind of passed down to them and so on for sure.
Generational wealth.
Absolutely.
How important as entrepreneurs is it for us to think about our kids? Because we won't be here forever.
Big time. Like you said, generational wealth, that is huge. And I believe it's super important to make sure our kids understand there will be sacrifices that have to be made. Like I said, I had to miss games. I had to miss teacher conferences, things like that I would have never missed, as long as everybody is on the same page, as long as everybody is supporting the common goal. I think the possibilities are endless.
Since you're a woman, I want you to speak to women, because I can't do that as a man. There are women out there who maybe, especially you being you're a minority, like you're a woman of color. Yeah. So who maybe think because of their race, their past, economic status, whatever age, it could be whatever, that they cannot do what they need to do. What would you say to those women who are doubting themselves?
Stop overthinking it. You're definitely overthinking it. Like I said, I think especially as women, it's easy for us to become our own worst critic, our own biggest enemy that kind of stops ourselves at times. So to just kind of don't overthink it so much, because I did that for sure. And like I said, I wish if anything else, this is something that I would have did sooner, but I realize it's all in God's timing. 100%. So just, that's something I can't change that. It happened when it was supposed to, and it's going well.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. I ask every guest, I ask Marion, I ask Kyle Johnson, aka Slay, and I'm gonna ask you this. Okay. What is a visionary to you?
Okay, good question.
What is the Kimberly McQueen? Okay. If you had to write the definition for it, what would you say a visionary is?
Okay, to me, a visionary is somebody who sees beyond what exists today. They have to not just dream big, but have the courage to act on it, no matter how scared they are. That's something I dealt with for sure. And just kind of more so turn the obstacles into strategy, keep moving forward, stay locked in with your purpose, and just keep moving forward no matter how many people around you don't understand your vision. Because not everybody's going to understand it or be able to recognize or see it, but just keep moving forward, and just kind of you're creating something that is missing, and you're using that to just kind of motivate others and use it and lead by example. You just got to, there's something that's missing, you got to create it and then just use that.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, Marion and Slay, she had the best one so far, man. They're gonna have to come back and be the best one. Man, stuff is just coming to mind, so I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
In hip hop culture, right? When we were growing up, I mean, it's always been like we had female rappers. We had. Trying to think in our generation. I mean, we seen everybody from Lauryn Hill, Queen Latifah, Lil Kim.
I was gonna say Lil Kim.
Eve, Missy Elliott. People disrespect Missy Elliott, man. So then you see the transition to Nicki Minaj, Cardi, Megan Thee Stallion. Now it's Glorilla. Now
there's a lot of them for sure doing their thing.
One, you know, you got women dolled up now. Like I said, that's a huge thing. But then, you know, Sexy Red, a lot of the women artists now, a lot of people are concerned about how hip-hop portrays women. Hip-hop has always been accused of degrading women. I'm not going to say being accused, it has.
Yeah, it has, for sure. It
has. But now, females, y'all don't need men.
Yeah.
Y'all got y'all own.
We don't need y'all. Yeah.
And some are saying it's even worse.
Yeah.
So, like, as a woman, how do you view modern day hip hop culture in the way that it is showing our women to the world?
Yeah. So do I listen to it? Yeah, of course I listen to it. Are there some lyrics that I don't want my daughter to hear? You know what I mean? As a mother, you kind of look at things a little different, for sure. But they do, in a sense, kind of set an example that you set yourself to a vision and you grind after it, and you don't let nobody stop you. Like, none of these women are caring what anybody's thinking, and they're very successful. You just got to kind of set yourself differently. There's going to be a lot of people doing what you're doing, but what makes you different, I feel like, is what matters.
From a woman's perspective, is the way that a woman, when we were coming up, you know, it was like, you got to present yourself a certain way.
Yeah.
If you want them to take you home to mama, basically. You know what I'm saying? A wife carries herself like this, and you know, blah blah blah, carries herself like that. Is that true? Like, there is truth to that, right? But just because a woman may present herself a certain way, doesn't mean that she doesn't want to be treated with a certain level of integrity and respect, right?
I agree. I do think as women, we need to be mindful of how we're putting ourselves out there, because there's kind of a fine line, and we always want to demand respect, but I think it's important as women to carry ourselves in a respectful way.
I've told young 100%, man, salute.
Yeah.
Salute to that advice coming from a woman.
Absolutely.
I remember like pouring into other young men, And I would tell them like, hey, I'm not your dad.
Yeah.
But on social media, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Because of the case I caught, and I went 2 times where my name was damaged badly.
Yep.
And I had to rebuild.
Yep.
And my dad used to like warn me about keeping a clean name and reputation. And it was very hard. And it's been a journey to rebuild. As a woman, how does the way you carry yourself in public and more so social media?
Yeah, for sure.
How does that affect the business? Because if you find yourself in a lot of stickiness, it could affect the integrity of your business. What would your advice be on that?
I think that is huge. How you present yourself on social media. I definitely am not one to judge people, but it is sometimes easy to cast judgment based off somebody's social media. I'll say, for example, this is several months ago. I had a young lady reach out to me, wanted to look into renting booth space with me, and I didn't really know much of her. I looked at her social media, and it was her social media where I kind of was a little turned off by it. It just didn't seem like it was a good fit. So to say that people don't judge you off of that, I don't feel like it's fully true. But as a woman, especially in today, there's a certain standard that I feel like we need to hold ourselves to. Posting about, sexual things, this or that, I think is inappropriate to me. As I've gotten older, my mindset as a woman is extremely different than what it was even 5-10 years ago. And I just feel like as a woman, you got to hold yourself to a certain standard. As a business owner, there's certain things on social media you'll never hear me talk about. You'll never hear me comment, react to anything, because not everybody has the same view as me, and I don't want to lose a client, and I don't want to lose business because of that. So I'm very mindful of, as a business owner, kind of being hesitant to always give feedback when it's touchy topics, for sure. I kind of will tiptoe around that if I can, just because, like I said, we're building a business, we're building clientele.
It's crazy how social media is almost, that's basically like the lifestyle you judge.
Yeah, no.
Like think about Charlie Kirk getting murdered.
Yep.
People spoke what they spoke. People was getting fired over that.
Yep. And you got to be mindful of that, because that's one of those things that's a very hot topic. Just keep scrolling. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Instead of just getting yourself in the middle of just an online feud, just keep scrolling. To me, it's easier for me to do that than to give energy to something and have a whole full feud over something like that we don't agree on. Because as you know, a lot of times people, they don't accept that you have a different view. They're ready to like fight over it. And to me, I'm not going to give energy to that. I have so much other things that I can give energy to rather than that. So I'm mindful of that almost always. Last
question, and I'm gonna get out your hair. It's been a great interview. I appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
As business owners, mental health, right? Whether it's a business coach, therapist, life coach, friend group, how important is mental health as a business owner, and how do you what's your advice on handling the rough moments? Because this is a rough journey.
Absolutely. I'm a huge mental health advocate. I believe mental health is very important. I believe when taking on, a new business, a new journey, the pressure can get very, very heavy. It can be very overwhelming to the point where there's some days I just want to cry, but you have to kind of keep the bigger picture in mind. You got to kind of understand that your purpose is bigger than those hard days. And that's kind of when you're feeling like that, you got to lean on your faith. You got to lean on your discipline, your consistency. And when you're not motivated, and that's kind of when the discipline has to pick up.
Dope, man. Yeah. Hear that? Discipline.
Yeah. Discipline.
And she's highlighted is discipline, execution, integrity. Round of applause, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Make sure y'all check out the show on all platforms. You can check out High Definition videos on YouTube, audio on all the places like Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Also, the videos on my personal Facebook. That's my last words. Kim, anything you want to say?
Thank you. I appreciate you having me here and kind of giving me the floor to speak on my journey. I try to be as transparent as possible. If somebody sees this video and they have questions, I'm totally open. Message me. I'll answer your questions. I'll kind of pick your brain and kind of I'm all for women empowerment. And if my story can help the next one, I'm for it.
I'm gonna say this one more time.
Yeah.
you should be teaching.
Okay.
I told Slay the same thing. I told him the same thing on the last episode before this. Teaching.
Yep.
And that's actually for the studio. That's something I'm about to roll out this year.
Cool.
Is because mentors, education doesn't always have to come from a university.
Facts.
That one-on-one interaction is so powerful. Everybody
agree.
may not go.
It's easy to kind of navigate through something when you're talking to somebody who has done it, who has been through there, and who has experience, rather than somebody who's leading you blindly. So like I said, anybody who has questions, I'm an open door for sure. I would love to help somebody.
All right. If y'all got questions, any young woman, reach out to Miss Kimberly McQueen. We appreciate you coming. And that's a wrap for the episode. Thank y'all.